Now, Jessie J is in Australia for a national tour. The British singer has almost 3 million followers on Twitter and more than 5 million fans on Facebook. That's
well,
a
I
lot.
sat down with her to talk about her humble beginnings, those crazy outfits, and her desire to change the world.
It's not about the money, money, money. We don't need your money, money, money. We just want to make the world dance.
Welcome back to Sunrise. So last time we spoke to you was in a very cold, wet morning in Melbourne.
It was really early and it was the day after the Logies, and I remember because I cut my fringe too short and I felt like a 4-year-old, you know, when you go to the hairdressers and your mum makes you cut your hair too short. But it was, all the smoke was, atmosphere smoke was like blowing onto the stage, but loads of the public came and watched. I remember, it was great.
That was a year ago, and in that time, Jessie J's star has soared. She sold more than 2 million albums and more than 8 million singles worldwide. But this 23-year-old from Essex in the UK doesn't take success for granted.
Tell me what other jobs you've had before you were singing, because I wrote nail artist.
Yes, I did nail
makeup
art,
artist, hair model.
Hair model. I worked on a sweet and nut store in a market.
Oh, yes.
I worked in Hamleys, a toy store.
Does that make all of this sweeter?
Everything I always did was always creative, you know, whether it was nail art or makeup or modelling or writing. It was always something that kind of went towards being this.
Jessie J went to school with other chart toppers like Adele and Leona Lewis. As a kid, she performed in musicals.
Seems I was born for the parts.
Today, she's a household name, not just for songs like Price Tag and Domino, but for her appearance too.
I like getting dressed up. I like girly stuff.
I was going to ask how much of a fun part of the whole process is that the outfits, you know, there's been some cracker ones.
I think if all of a sudden someone wrote my songs, you know, did my hair, my makeup, told me what to wear, I don't think I could call myself an artist.
And I hate that I made you think that the trust we ever broken.
You've talked a lot about issues that you face as a growing up and bullying and things that you face now. Is that something, do you want to leave a legacy other than your music?
Every single day, I can't wait for the fact that a day's gone by where I'm close to be able to earn money to give it to people that need it more than I do. To being able to be in a situation where people like Annie Lennox and Bono and Alicia Keys and so many artists that you probably don't even realise that don't put it in the limelight, give back. You know, they build houses in Australia, they put into youth centres across the UK and America, they, you know, Brazil, anywhere. It's about giving back to people that need it. And when I broke my foot, I got given 4 weeks where they're like, don't do anything, don't go out, don't be seen. And I was like, I'm not going to not go out. That's ridiculous. I broke on my foot. I'm not going to. I'm not going to be a prisoner. But I went to hospitals and I went to visit kids, and it put everything in perspective.
Jessie J was diagnosed with a rare heart condition from a young age. At 18, she suffered a stroke.
You talk a lot about healthy living. I know that after you know your stroke, that you look after yourself. You eat well. You don't drink. You don't.
But you know
drugs.
what? It wasn't even after my stroke. It was just life.
Yeah.
My mum and dad. You know, I drink. I have a drink every now and again. I don't get drunk every day. I don't use it as my confidence. I don't go on stage drunk, going, "This is me. I am myself," without anything. And if I have a drink, it's because I'm celebrating or I want to have a drink. But I don't use it as a platform of doubt, you know, and that's something that I wanted to give across to the younger audience to look up to me. I don't smoke. I can't do the job I do and smoke. And I think it's important to not glamorise certain things.
Music next. You've said in my little gems that I've found, you want to feel pain.
Yeah. I think I've got to a point in my life where I discovered that when I was 17 and I started writing my first album, that I was scared. I was scared to be sad. I always had to have a happy ending. I was always searching for the smile at the end of the frown. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And I think now I've realised that it's okay to be sad because it will get better, even if the song doesn't say it does.
Gee, she's a bright young lady.
She's a great chick, which, you know, as all our viewers know, that's a good term, top chick. She I just think she's doing it all for good. She speaks well. She lives a really healthy lifestyle after her stroke. She's very says it's really important to talk to kids and say, you know, be healthy and look after yourself. And
good on her. Jessie J's album Who You Are is out now. Her tour wraps up in Adelaide on a Wednesday.